Hello. Hi. How are ya? You're probably wondering why I'm spastic and jumpy already. Because usually I don't get spastic until the end of my videos, but we have something to discuss today. These idiots behind me. I need to just say one thing before I start this rant. If you're an Elounor shipper, I would just suggest disconnecting out of the video right now, because you're probably gonna hate me by the time I get into the rant. So if you don't ship Larry, first of all, why are you watching this in the first place? Because the title is ranting about Larry, or whatever I decide the title to be. Something about Larry. So if you don't ship Larry, I don't suggest watching this. I'm not gonna watch your Elounor videos because they're irrelevant to me. But yeah, so just click out if you don't want these two to be together. Why did I do that? So yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's my disclaimer this time. That's it. I don't even really know how to start, to be honest. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I don't really know where I'm gonna go with this. I just really want to discuss my feelings. I have so many feelings because of them. And them. And them. Because I have 2 Louis dolls and then 1 Harry. And then, yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to say. So I'm just gonna dive right in. By the way, another disclaimer. I don't know if you guys want me to do my modest management rant in this video, or if you want me to do a separate video, because I can rant on modest with Larry wise, and I could rant on modest just One Direction wise, as in general. I just hate modest either way. So let me know if you want me to do a separate modest rant. Like, I'm going to talk about modest in this video too, but because how can you not? I mean, they're the main reason these two aren't together. Yeah, so I'm going to start with the obvious and be like, hey, I ship Larry. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's just really obvious. Just, people are going to say, you know, they're best friends. They're going to act however they're going to act. But I'm going to put the gif in that I put in every time someone says this. So, here you go. That gif right there, no one looks at their best friend the way that those two looked at each other in that interview. I'm just gonna put that out there. And if you do, I don't really know what to say, but that's just, get married. If you look at your best friend the way that those two looked at each other right then, get married. Because no one, just, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know. And another thing, they don't act around the other boys the way that they act around each other. Like, it's just different, and you can see it's different. Because everyone, like, ships Larry as a bromance the most, and it's like, what are you doing? The B is silent. The B is completely not even there. Because if you think this is a bromance, then I'm sorry, but you're the delusional one. I'm sorry. And it's like, I feel like people don't want to believe in Larry because they don't want their idols and the guys that they're in love with to be gay. And it's like, first of all, they're many years older than you. And it's not gonna happen, even though we all want it to happen. I want it to happen. I'm a Louis girl. Which, it's really painful to be a Louis girl and ship Larry with all your heart, but I do it. I do it on a daily basis. And it's like, yeah. In my carrot days, I had my whole fantasy planned out. Me and Louis were gonna get married and have 3 children, 2 twin girls and then a boy. And we were gonna have this cute little flat in London. We were gonna live with our children, and that was gonna happen. I had myself convinced that it was gonna happen. Just kidding. I didn't have myself convinced. But I wanted to believe that it was going to happen. But now what I want to happen, I want Louis and Harry to live on this little hill outside of London, away from everything, away from Modest, away from everything, and just live with their little Darcy and their little Tommy and their little bulldog named Tartar Sauce. I want that to happen. That's what I want to happen. But if that's the reason that you don't ship Larry, because you can't, like, picture Harry Styles, teen heartthrob, the person that everyone on the planet's in love with, even if they don't know who One Direction is, they know who Harry Styles is. And if you can't believe that your precious little Harry can't be gay, then I don't know what you're doing, because his friends, his personal friends in his life have outed him. We have pictures of him and his old boyfriend in secondary school, and with Louis, I mean, what the boy wears is enough. I mean, come on. Look at his shoes. Can you see his shoes? They're literally, like, plaid Toms. First of all, I think Toms are just really gay shoes. I love Toms, but I'm a girl. I mean, I'm not saying that straight guys can't wear Toms. I just don't really picture many guys wearing Toms. And Louis has how many pairs of Toms? How many? Can we just talk about that? I mean, see the way Louis acts with Elounor, and then compared to the way he acts around the boys, and especially Harry, like, there's nothing between him and Elounor. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I can think of one picture in which they look like a legitimate couple, and it's the one where they're hugging at the airport. That's the only picture that I've ever seen that they look like a legitimate couple. And one picture doesn't justify thousands of pictures of Harry, well, maybe not thousands, but many, many, many pictures of these two, like, giving each other hard eyes, and it just does not make sense to me how people don't get that these two are, like, gonna get married. They say about each other, and the tweets that they tweet to each other, it's like, why would you not believe that this is real? Because you don't want to believe that the two heartthrobs in your little boy band could possibly be gay. Why is that such a hard concept to grasp? Why is it not okay if they're gay? Why is that not okay? I don't understand. Why you wouldn't want them to be happy. You don't want them to be gay for your own selfish reasons that aren't going to come true. You don't want them to be gay because you don't care about their happiness. That's all I'm saying. And, like, the thing with their tweets and all the crap that they say to each other when they're like, who was your first crush? Louis Tomlinson. Would you rather be with one of these guys? No. Always in my heart. Sincerely yours. Go make me a sandwich. What? Now let's talk about the fact that the amount of celebrities that have outed them. They're celebrities. Other celebrities that they know personally. Well, not all of them they know personally. But some celebrities that they know personally are outing them. And yet we still don't want to hear it. Ed Sheeran, for example, one of Harry's closest friends, also friends with the other boys, and one of the other boys is Louis, which means that Ed is friends with Louis. He has outed Larry on stage many times. Before he sang Kiss Me, when he was, like, dedicating it to one of his friends, and then one of the fans in the audience was like, are you dedicating it to Harry? And Ned was like, no. He's taken. Taken by who? He hasn't been with anyone since X Factor, because I don't count Caroline because she's 40 years old and that's disgusting. And I don't count Taylor, but that's another issue too. That was... no. We're not going to talk about Taylor Swift. But that was attractive. But Ed has outed them countless times. What's the gay guy from NSYNC? Lance? Is that his name? Lance Bass? He was, like, saying that if one of the One Direction guys could possibly be gay, and then he was like, maybe two of them are gay. And then he was like, maybe two of them are together. these two are together. They're together. And he was like talking about how management can be really brutal and stuff like that because he was in a boy band, he was gay, so, but he wasn't allowed to come out. He had a beard too. Does that remind you of anyone? Reminds me of this guy. And then the Wanted. The Wanted. These guys' worst enemies, basically. And then that last Twitter feud, that Tom guy, was it Tom or Max? I don't even know their names, to be honest. They're not worth my time, so I didn't even learn their names. I think it was Tom, or maybe it was Max, but I'm pretty sure it was Tom. I don't even know what Tom looks like. But that Tom guy or whatever that was attacking this guy, when he was like, come clean, something about coming clean, and then Narnia, hashtag Narnia. Like, Narnia is in a wardrobe. A wardrobe is like a deep closet. And then hashtagging it gets better, which I feel like is uncalled for because it gets better is like a gay suicide thing. So I feel like that was uncalled for. But again, gay suicide thing. So he basically just outed Louis. Why is this so hard to grasp? I don't understand. I really don't. I don't know. What are you people doing? And then a little song that Harry wrote called Don't Let Me Go. If you want to tell me that that isn't about Louis, I literally am probably going to, like, jump out of a 3-story window. Because, like, as long as we've known, well, I say known because I feel like I know them, but I know I don't, so you don't have to give me hate on that too, because I feel like I'm gonna get so much hate for this video, so you don't have to hate on me for that too, being like, you don't know the boys. I know I don't. I'm not an idiot. But it feels like we know them, and you know it feels like we know them, so just don't even go there. But, like, it feels like we know them enough by now and know their voices to know when they're singing and they mean what they're singing. Like Louis' solo when They Don't Know About Us. You can literally hear the emotion in his voice. It's not like that for the other boys in the song, because the other boys aren't gay. Well, I don't think they're gay. If you ship them, go ahead and do that. Jump on that ship. But I don't ship it, to be honest. But don't give me hate for that either. Okay. But you can literally hear the emotion in his voice throughout the entire song of Don't Let Me Go. And the fact that he wrote it feels like These Days I Watch You From Afar. Because of management, he can't spend as much time with Louis. He is constantly put away from Louis. He's always sat farthest away from Louis. That could be a coincidence, but I feel like it's not. He's always, like, distanced from Louis. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't. I don't. So, literally the lyrics in the song match Larry's situation perfectly, and the fact that Harry wrote it himself. Remember that. Harry wrote it himself. So that means he has an emotional attachment to the song, which means that the song is about someone, and who else would it be about? He hasn't been with anyone since X Factor, unless you count Caroline. But that was a really long time ago anyways, so it's obviously not about her. You can tell he wasn't into Taylor at all. And he wasn't, even if he was. Let's say he was. Let's say that Harry Styles is straight. Sorry, I can't even take that sentence seriously. But let's say that he was. Let's say that the song is about a girl. Who would it be about? Just tell me who. Tell me, and I'll listen to you. I'll listen to your explanation. If you tell me who you think Don't Let Me Go is about. Because if you say Taylor, I'm going to say you're lying. And if you say Caroline, I'm going to say you're lying. But literally, there's no one else that we know of that it could be about. Except for this guy. This guy right here. let's talk about my favorite subject. Modest management. Just kidding. I literally don't even know where to start with modest management. Literally, I hate them more than the Wanted. Because modest management only cares about money. They don't care about the artists that they're pursuing. They don't care about the artists they're working with. They literally don't care about anything except for money. Which, A, is really selfish, and B, is really selfish. Because, like, you're working with these artists personally, and yet you don't care about them at all. And do you want to know why I know that they don't care about them and they only care about money? Because they won't let these two come out because they care too much about image and they feel like they'll lose fans, which means they'll lose money. Again, like I say, their true fans will stick with them whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they're green aliens, or whether they're blue aliens. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna stick with them no matter what. I hope that you will stick to them no matter what. Real fans will. And this just makes me so angry when I hear people say that if the boys were straight, they wouldn't like them as much as they do. Why does that matter? They're still the same people. They just like different people than you do. Why is that such a bad thing? I don't get it. I don't. And, like, Modest is the same way. If they won't let the boys come out because they're going to lose money. Well, they think they're going to lose money. But that doesn't make sense to me. And another thing that I think has to do with Modest is this right here. It's the paper airplane necklace. Harry used to wear it all the time. You guys know that. Then he randomly stopped wearing it. And then Louis got a tattoo of a paper airplane. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that theories started going around that Louis gave Harry the necklace or something, and then Modest was like, okay, the necklace is going, goodbye. And that's what management does. Whenever we figure something out with Larry, either Elounor brought in or something big is going down. Like Harry not wearing the necklace anymore. When Don't Let Me Go started circling around, that's when management shipped Elounor to America. Yay! Not. That's when Taylor got brought in too. Something Larry was going on, and they're just like, okay, bring in the beard. If you want proof on how I say that they don't care about the boys, they just care about the money, even without the Larry aspect, if Larry was like, didn't exist whatsoever, they were both straight, they were both happily in relationships with girls, let's say that was all the case, I feel like Modest would still be not caring about One Direction. They would care about One Direction's money and One Direction's success. Because you can look at pictures and see how much all of the boys are drained emotionally, physically. And it's because, like, they're being pushed and they constantly have things scheduled. Like they said in that radio interview that they just did like a couple days ago, they said that they don't really have any real time off except for like a day or two off here and there. That's not enough for the schedule that they have. They're constantly going, they're constantly traveling, then they get a day or two off, and then like Liam said, or whoever said it in the interview that they just did, they don't get real time off until Christmas. That's like 6 months away. That's just too much. Even for 5 of them, like if it was 1 of them, that'd be worse, but 5 of them, still, that's awful. Like, they don't care about the boys whatsoever. They care about the boys' money that they bring in. And that disgusts me more than anything. Anything. Oh my god. And you know management's telling them stuff behind the scenes not to do. Because, like, and I know you guys have seen this, even if you don't ship Larry. I know that you've seen this. Like, when they're in interviews and one guy is, like, about to put his hand on, like, so let's say Louis is about to put his hand on Harry's knee, and then he's just like, oh, I can't do that, can I? Or, like, Harry's about to put his arm around Louis, and he's like, oh, wait, I can't. That's why he has the things I can't tattoo, and then the things I can, because, like, he can't, like, be real and be with the person that he's been in love with since day one, but he can go around lying to everyone that he cares about and pretend that he's with these girls and pretend that he's this womanizer that he's not, because he doesn't even like girls. And it's like, really? You would rather them be, like, emotionally, like, basically they look depressed. Especially Louis, like, when that Haler stuff was going on, Louis looked depressed, and I was really starting to get worried. Because, like I said, Louis girl here, I pay attention the most to Louis, so I know what's going on with Louis. And he just looked depressed when all that Haler stuff was going on. And, like, it was, like, breaking my heart, and it's like, I want to give you a hug. But it's literally, like, you can see it's tearing them apart to, like, have to lie about, like, everything. Louis literally has to pretend that he's someone that he's not. It's not even, like, pretending to be with someone, because it's literally pretending to be someone you're not, because he's pretending to be straight when he's not. I really hope when their contract with Modest ends that they don't sign that paper again, because that would literally be the worst decision of their lives, because then they're gonna have, like, another year or two of hiding and pretending and lying and just... I'm done with Modest. I've been done for, like, a very long time, and it's like... It just makes me madder than words can describe. And that's all I'm saying. So I hope you guys tried to enjoy this video. I'm gonna try to edit it in a way that you guys will understand, because I'm literally the worst rambler ever. I will start going on one topic and then end up on a completely different, so I guarantee you guys that when you watch this video, it will be edited in a completely different order that I said all these things, because if I don't edit it that way, then I will literally be the most ADD person ever, because I will literally go from one topic. I will go from, like, Elounor to, like, Modest. Well, I guess that's not much of a topic change. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, I hope you somewhat enjoyed this video. I hope you don't hate me too much now. So, if you want to see more rant videos, comment down below your suggestions. If you want, like, another Modest rant, or, like, more One Direction related rants, or anything like that, just leave them comments down below, and I will attempt to do them. So subscribe. I will put my Larry playlist video, like all my Larry videos, I will put in a playlist in the description box so you can watch all of the Larry related videos that I've made. And I will put my second channel, all of my links in the down bar, my Twitter, Tumblr, second channel, Vine, Instagram, fanfiction, all that stuff. So yeah, and subscribe. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.